All right, welcome back to Miss W's math class, her virtual math class. Hello, here I am. I have my camera focused on my board again, and it's unfortunately still wobbly. I can't figure out how to pin it to a wall, but anyways, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Okay, on iReady last week, you had to add and subtract mixed numbers. Now I'm going to show you the way I would have taught you in the classroom. So, and it's kind of very easy. So let's talk about adding mixed numbers first. We're going to do 1 and 1/6 plus 1 and 4/6. Okay, so what I want you to do when you're adding mixed numbers, I want you to just draw a line in between. Because on this side we have our whole numbers and on this side we have our fractions. And that's how we need to look at them. We need to look at these as fractions and whole numbers. So first of all, just like we would do in any addition problem, we start on the right side. And I'm going to add my fractions first. Now remember, we do not add the denominators. Denominators stay the same. So your denominator is going to stay the same. Just adding the numerators. So 1 plus 4 is, correct, 5. Hopefully that's what you said. All right, so that's 5/6. Okay, that's all you do. 5/6 is less than a whole. Okay, remember 6/6 would be your fraction equal to 1. So since this is less than a whole, we just leave it alone. Now we're going to look at our whole numbers. 1 plus 1, that's super easy, 2. So your answer is 2 and 5/6. Okay? All right, let's look at another one. We're going to do another one. This time we're going to do 2 and 3/8 and 1 plus 1 and 4/8. Okay? And again, I want you to go ahead and I want you to divide it down the middle because we're going to look at this as fractions and whole numbers. We have to add them based on fractions and whole numbers. So we're going to start in our fractions column first. Remember, our denominators, we do not add our denominators because that's part of a whole. Okay? So our 8 is going to stay as our denominator. Now, 3 plus 4 is 7. Good job. 7/8. Okay, 7/8 is less than a whole, so we can leave it alone. We don't have to do anything. Last week, iReady didn't have you go over fractions greater than 1, so I'm not going to as well today. All right, now that we've added our fraction side, we're going to go into our whole number side, and we're going to go ahead and add those. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so your final answer is 3 and 7/8. So hopefully this way, this version helps a little bit better than what iReady taught you. Okay? All right, now let's talk about subtracting. All right. Now, we're going to do 3 and 4/5 minus 2 and 1/5. And now, just like the addition, I'm going to go ahead and split the two sides. I'm going to split my whole numbers versus my fractions. Now, here's something that I need you to know. When you are setting up your problem, you need to make sure that the greater number is on top. Just like any subtraction problem we do, the greater number has to be on top. Now, the greater number you're going to find in your whole number column. 3 is greater than 2. So that's just my son opening the door, sorry. But 3 is greater than 2. So you're going to find the greater number is going to be in your whole number side. All right? So just like in the addition, we're going to go ahead and subtract. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then you keep your denominator the same, of course. Okay? All right. Now, Okay, it was my son shutting the door again. Sorry. Working from home. All right, now you're working in your whole number side. 3 minus 2, that's 1. So 1 3/5 would be your final answer. Okay? That one was a pretty simple one. Now, let's talk about a problem of 3. I'm going to write it over here. 3 minus 1 1/3. There's something different about these two numbers. Well, the problem is this one doesn't have a fraction. This one does. So, which one is still greater? You're right. This one is. The 3. 3 is greater than 1. No matter if this has a fraction or not, 3 is greater than 1. So this is how I'm going to set my problem up. I'm going to do 3 minus 1 1/3. Okay? And I'm going to divide. I'm going to separate my whole numbers versus my fractions. Well, here's the problem. You have nothing in your fractions up here. You still have to subtract 1/3 from here. But this is technically like 0. So we have to figure out, we're going to have to go ahead and borrow. Just like we would when we're doing whole numbers, we would borrow from the next place value over. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and go to my whole number, and I'm going to make it a 2. And I'm going to put the whole number over here. Well, I can't put a whole number over there. I need to change it into a fraction. So what would that fraction equal to 1 be? 3/3. Do you see this? I took 1 from the whole and made it a 2. And I just put it over here into my fraction side. And a fraction equal to 1 is 3/3. Now I can subtract. Now I can subtract 3 minus 1, which is 2/3. Obviously, the denominator does not change. Now I go back to my whole number side. Remember, I took 1 from the 3, so it's going to be 2 minus 1 is 1. So my final answer would be 1 2/3. Okay? Let me show you one more time how to do that when you're missing that fraction. I'm going to do 4 minus 2 2/4. Okay? We're going to go ahead and subtract that. All right? Again, I have nothing here on my fraction side, so I'm going to have to borrow from the whole number. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a 3. And I'm going to put that 3 over onto my fraction side. Now it has to be in the form of a fraction, so my fraction equal to 1 is 4/4. Okay? That's your fraction equal to 1. So now I can do 4/4 minus 2/4, which is 2/4. And 3 minus 2 is 1. So my answer would be 1 2/4. Okay? If you have any questions, please review the video and watch it again. There are no extra credit points for this one, but I did want you to see the way that I would have taught you in the classroom versus the way that iReady has taught you. Both are correct, and either way would work. So pick one that works for you. All right? All right, I'll see you later. Have a good day.